Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Namah Shivaya.
Hello everybody, for the next power yoga class. I hope you have a lot of stamina and need to get rid of some energy, or you want to strengthen your focus plus twists. This is kind of like a tiny headline for the power yoga session I want to present you. It's kind of like a simple power vinyasa hatha mix as we usually do. We do a lot of core strengthening to keep us stable, to keep us upright in life, and so we can resist whatever comes to us. Yes, at first I hope you have some water to drink, or a tiny towel sometimes to clean your nose or get rid of your sweat. I hope you're gonna sweat, I will do. And I try to tell you the right thing, that you don't have to always look to the screen, especially when you are looking down in dog or whatever. I wanted to tell you, if you want to have a newsletter where we just like present our calendar for the upcoming month, please let us know. Say yes or whatever, then you get a newsletter with some specials in it and a bit description and some dates. All stream videos are also in our library, in our archive on our YouTube channel. And just to give you one calendar point for this month, on May 17, we're gonna have a charity yoga show where we collect money and donations for this wonderful association. Wir packen's an. In English, it's kind of like we do it, or we act. And this is an association of volunteers helping refugees, stranded people in refugee camps in mostly in Moria. And it's a fantastic group, and we want to collect some money on May 17. What we're gonna send out is special. Okay, I hope you can still sit. We get rid of the sit, and let's start with a very easy cat and cow sequence. So I have my hands under my shoulders, my knee under my hip, and first I have a very flat back. My toes are pointing back, and with the next exhalation I put up my spine and make a very round back until all air is gone out of my body. With the next inhalation, I let my belly drop. Push out your hip. If you want, you can look up. And exhalation, very round back. And inhalation, curved back. Think of a camel, somebody sitting on your back. And exhale again, round back. And inhale again. And do it on your own pace, with your own inhalation, exhalation circle. Try to find your own pace to synchronize movement and breathing. And the next one is, you put down your toes, lift your knees a couple of inches, And same kind of like cat and cow pose, but you're on your toes. Hold it a moment, and if you want to add something, make a round back. Yeah, round back. Push your back slightly to the ceiling, and keep the knees where they are, flying in the air. On your toes, round back. And keep it a moment. Hold it. Hold it a moment. And now take your right knee and bring your right knee to your left elbow, to your right elbow, to your left elbow, to your right elbow, and bring it back. Left knee, right elbow, left elbow, right elbow, left elbow, and back. And get back on your knees, on the top of your toes, and sit on your heels. If a tiny anti-stretch is, we go back on our knees. And walk with the hands to over the front of the mat. Let's say until your head is coming closer to the mat, but don't lean back with your hip. So your hip remains above your knees. So you walk away with your hands from your hips, let's say, and then until your forehead can hit the ground. So your arms are stretched overhead and your forehead hits the ground, but your hip is still kind of like in a cat and cow pose. And make a loud exhalation and let yourself drop into this posture. Surrender into this posture, the baby dog. After the baby dog, let's walk into an adult dog. So we stretch slowly the legs. Maybe you can keep a tiny bend in your legs. You don't have to stretch in the beginning. Let's keep a tiny bend and try to look through your arms and try to hit the ground with your forehead. So you push your body back to your knees, to your thighs. And when you have a good stretch in your shoulders and your back, then try to slowly stretch one leg after time and walk yourself into the dog. So this is kind of like massaging your hamstrings and your knees. And it's still stretching your back, right? And with the next inhalation, stretch up your right leg. Imagine the heel wants to get to the ceiling, but the toes still looking in your direction. Then lift your left toes, the standing leg toes. So just like lift your heel, put the toes to the ground. And with the exhalation, bring your right leg in front between your hands, or make an in-between step. It's also working all the time. So now give your back leg a very good stretch. So kind of like really push back to your back heel. So keep the legs, this leg very engaged, and the front leg is engaged because you're hitting it maybe with your belly, right? Hold it a moment. And then we slowly stretch our arms to the front into my direction. So push back with your left heel, but bring the arms in front and hold yourself. And maybe your belly hits the thigh. You can also lift your belly slightly if you want. Hold it a moment. And slowly come up. Stretch your arms to the ceiling. Everything is engaged. If you want to balance, bring the arms to the right and left. And stretch your arms again to the ceiling. And slowly bend forward. I have my hands on the ground and bring back the front leg to the one-legged dog. Right leg up with the heel at first and put it down. If you want, Come down in child's pose for a short relaxation. A sip of water. And let's get back to the second leg. We find ourselves back in downward facing dog. Walk ourselves into the posture again. Stretch right and left leg and push your head through your arms in the direction of your feet. And lift your left leg, heel first, the toes still showing your direction, and the heel wants to hit the ceiling. And on the standing leg, lift your heel as high as possible. So your toes are pressing the ground and your heel is lifted. With the next exhalation, bring your left foot between your hands. And hold it a moment. And also engage this leg, the back leg. Push into the heel. And hold yourself on the front side. And then you can also stretch your arms in my direction. You can slightly lift your belly from the thigh. So keep the back leg very engaged. So if you want to give me something, but your left leg, your right leg, your back leg is taking you back and dragging you in this direction. Hold it a moment. And lift your arms up. And hold a bit. If you want to balance, bring the arms aside. Hold a moment. Arms up again. And let yourself drop to the front and push back the left leg in the one-legged dog. Again. Put the leg down. Come on your knees and sit on your heels. And if you want, make a short break. Drop your foot on the mat. And if you can, sit with your hip on your heels. Take a block between the foot and your head, or fists. Make a tower of fists where you can put your head on. Just find a relaxation posture in this tiny, very relaxing, pausing pose. And we go again, back into the back into the downward facing dog. Let's walk again quickly into the posture. That means I'm walking and I'm stretching right leg, left leg, and my hip is also walking from the right to the left direction. I lift my right leg again, heel first, and make a big step between my hands. And I am in the lounge pose again. So engage the left leg, the back leg very much, and I put my left hand on the ground beside my right foot. With the next inhalation, stretch my right arm up to the ceiling and look behind my hand. Hold a moment and drop the arm. Now, right hand, right foot, right knee, right shoulder hitting each other. I want to stretch my arm to the ceiling. It's the left one. And I'm following my hand. And drop it down again. I have my hands around my foot again. And I let my back knee drop. Put the foot out. And come to kind of like a half lounge pose. When I'm here, I slowly start to engage my buttocks, really engage my hip, and let me slowly drop to the front. Slowly. And see that the ankle of my front knee is maximum. The right ankle, that means the knee should be above the ankle. The ankle should not be close to your body. So let the hips sink, really let it sink into my direction. And now put both your hands on your right knee. Push your body a bit back. And if you feel well, You can put the hands together, and with the next inhalation, stretch your arms over your head. And with the exhalation, lean slightly back, but keep the hip engaged. So keep the power here. And lean back. Hold a moment. And put your hands around your feet. And slowly push your hip back onto the front leg is stretched. So it means the heel is in the ground. And the front leg is stretched, and you lean back with your hip, but you're not sitting on your heel. You're just leaning back, and try to keep your back as stretched as possible. Hold a moment. This is a very nice pose for giving the back of a leg a good stretch, especially after bike riding or running. And slowly sit back on your heel. And try to imagine a chick is sitting on an egg, right? You find a good position. The front leg is still engaged, still straight, and the toes of your front leg looking in your direction. And with the next exhalation, slowly start to walk with your hands along your leg in the direction of your feet, of your foot. But don't bend your back, right? We don't need to put our head on the calf. We need to put our belly close to the thigh. So, no need to bend your back. Keep a straight back as possible. And if you can't bend anymore, here's, for example, my block of stretching horizon. So I stay here, and then I can put my chin on my chest, but don't bend your back. Keep it here. And slowly lift your head. Walk back with your hands. Push yourself up. Put the hands right and left of your front foot. Stretch your back leg, and push your right leg behind you up again into the sky. And put the right leg back. Walk into the dog pose. If you want to make a break, you can make a break in child's pose, or you remain in dog and walk yourself into it again. This is the last dog for today, I promise. Then I lift my left leg up. Then I make a big step with my left leg between my hands. And I bring my right hand close to my left foot. And with the next inhalation, I bring my left arm to the ceiling. Stretch up and look after your left hand. Left arm comes back. And now I have my left arm and my left foot and my left knee and my left shoulder close together. Next inhalation, I stretch my right arm up to the ceiling. Twist around and look after your right hand. And slowly come back. I bring back my hands around my feet and drop your back knee and put the foot out. And slowly at first, maybe start here to sink into the posture. So I have my hip above my knee. I put my hands on my hips and I engage my hip before I start. Engaging hip, yes? And with the next exhalation, let yourself sink to the front. But keep the hip engaged. Sink to the front. And if you feel well, with the next exhalation, let it drop even a bit more, but keep the hip engaged. And then I put both of my hands on my front knee. Bring my shoulders back. If I still feel fine and powerful, I can put my hands together. Inhale, stretch my arms up. And with the next exhalation, slightly bend back. Keep the hip engaged. Slightly bend back if you want. And slowly bring your hands back. And push your hip back to your back foot more and more. until the front leg is stretched and the front toes looking in your direction. So don't sit back on your heel, just like keep the hip in the air and try to straighten your back. And when you pull the left hip a bit more back, it's easier to get down a bit. So pull your left hip a bit back. And after the music is enough here, behind your leg, let your hip drop on your right heel and try to find a comfortable seat on this tiny round space. With the next inhalation, stretch your back. With exhalation, walk in tiny steps with your hands in the direction of your front foot. You hear kind of like the orchestra is playing violin with the back of your leg. That's right. As long as it's not on a point, as long as it's kind of like the entire field, it's very good. Take that music. But don't bend your back. But if you are kind of like at the edge of your bending horizon, as I am here before I bend my back, I don't do that. So I put my chin on my chest and keep exactly that posture where I feel my edge. Inhale deeply in this stretching feeling behind your knee and your thighs and your calves and your heels. And exhale, also with a sound if you want. And then slowly we come back. Put the hands beside your hips. Push yourself up, hands on the ground, stretching the back leg and push up the left foot last time in one-legged dog. And come back to the ground. And sit on your heels and have a sip of water. Sorry. Enough dogs, enough chest stretches. Now we go to the belly and we want to work with our belly muscles, the horizontal ones, the diagonal ones, and the other ones. I go down on my lower arms, fingers pointing in my direction, palms on the ground. And then I stretch my legs back. Let's see how it looks on the split screen. Oh, I stretch my legs and I close my feet. My elbows are under my shoulders. My belly is up. I push myself away from the mat, so don't hang like a bridge. I push my way up. But try to keep a straight line, right? Hold a moment. Hold it. And everybody who's bored can start to swing in a half circle from left to right with a hip. Swinging from right to left, but don't move your feet. Your feet remain static. So just swinging your hip from right to left. And you can breathe into that movement. And do it as long as you like. The longer the better. And when you're ready, drop your hip, put back your feet, and you can put one cheek on the ground, have the hands above your head, and put one side of your hand on the ground, and relax for a moment. I slowly lift my head, put my chin on the ground, bend my knees, and grab with my left hand my left foot, with my right hand my right foot. You can grab it from outside or from inside. See what's better for you. I'm grabbing from above the feet. Then bring your knees very close together and pull your heels at first close to your buttocks. Let's see if you have kind of like this option. Then push back with your feet so that your arms are stretched. Push more weight with your feet so you're lifting your chest. And then you can also lift your knees. So hold it. Always try to keep your knees together. If you want, you can also swing back and forth or right and left. But keep your knees more up. Yes, very good. And your chest up. And let everything drop and relax. Put the other side of your head on the ground. And have your hands above your head. And let yourself sink to the mat for a moment. And relax a bit. See if you can hear your heartbeat. Feel some sweat in your face maybe. Or am I the only one? Can also be who is sweating of their own yoga class. And then we're gonna go in the back pose. So we lie down with our back on the ground and take the knees and the hands. Or embrace your knees and only with the weight of your arms. The knees are more and more getting closer and closer to your chest. And try to prevent your hip moving up. Try also to press your hip on the ground. Try to press your sacrum on the ground. And try also to put your entire spine on the ground. Imagine you could also press your neck on the ground. That means you bring your chin close to your chest and pull your knees to your chest, but also press the sacrum on the ground. And then I grab my knees with my hands. Right knee, right hand. Left knee, left hand. And keep the knees together. And first exhale and pull your knees very close to your belly and your chest until all the air is gone. Then inhale, stretch your arms, hold your knees, and exhale again. Pull your legs close to your belly and press out all the air that's in your body. And let's go on like this. Inhaling when your arms are stretched and the knees are away from your belly. Exhale when your knees and your thighs are pressing to the belly until all the air is out. And try to find your own rhythm with this movement. A very old traditional healing method. It helps against anxiety, panic, digestion problems. It's kind of like a multi-healing movement, anapassana. A couple of thousand years old. And the only Sanskrit word I know. Sorry. And at the end, when you press your knees and your thighs even a bit closer against your belly, and keep it as close as possible, like a corset, then inhale deeply where your thighs pressing your belly. So blow your belly and press against your thighs. And when you exhale, let your belly collapse and even try to pull the thighs a bit closer to your very empty belly. Then keep the legs there and inhale again into the pressing thighs. But don't move the thighs, just like press the air of your belly against the thighs. So blow your belly against the thighs. A couple of times.
and relax. You can put the feet on the ground. Bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees drop to the side. Put the hands, right hand, right hip, thigh, left hand, left thigh. Just like use the weight of your hands to slowly relax your hips, your inner thighs. And these ligaments and bands you really feel here that usually try to keep your legs closed. So try to relax them. Just your warm palms of your hands are lying on the thighs. And you can slowly, if you want, press right and left hand after another, that you make a slight whipping. And then slowly put one hand, the right hand under your right knee, left under your left knee, and bring your knees together. Put the feet on the ground and shake your knees and your legs. And have a sip of water. Now it's very easy. We do a bit more twisting with a tiny bit of core. I'm sure you like that one. Split one. I'm lying on my back. Bring the knees very close against my chest. My entire spine is straight on the ground. And I take my right hand and take both my knees in my right underarm and hand. Yeah? My left hand, my left arm is on the ground, palm down. And with the next exhalation, I slowly take my two knees, keep them close to my belly, and bring them on the right side of my body. Until both knees are on the ground and the feet. And if I want, I can remove my arm. Or I still hold my upper leg. I can easily do that as well. And with the next exhalation, I can slowly start to put my left shoulder on the ground as well. And when I feel my left shoulder sinking to the ground, I can bring my hat, turn my hat to the left as well. So hat and left arm. And always try to exhale into the twist, exactly where you feel it here, on your belly and your hip side. So you can make a sound as well. Imagine like, and then roll yourself with this loud and intense exhalation. You can roll your head and your left shoulder even more to the left. And then when you exhale, make like And when you think like your knees are lying on themselves on the ground, you can also stretch your right arm away from you, your left arm away from you, and sink even a bit deeper into this posture. I think here's better, sorry. And with the next exhalation, bring over your left arm, grab both of your knees and pull them back to the center. Hold the both knees with your both hands. Now I bring my right arm over my both knees. Pardon, my left arm over my both knees. Right arm's on the ground, palm down. And with the next exhalation, I pull my two knees to the left side of my body, but keep them close to your belly. Very close. And I lie down. And I can hold my both knees. Inhale. And with the next exhalation, I try to let my right shoulder sink in the ground. And if I want, I can put my palm up. So top of the hand showing down. And with the next exhalation, I can turn maybe my head to the right and let my right shoulder sink into the ground. And when the shoulder sinks to the ground, I have to relax muscles. I have to relax my upper hip and my belly, relax my upper leg, and my right shoulder sinks deeper in the ground. Make a sound to let it sink better. And when my knees are relaxed on the ground, I can also stretch my left arm away from me, palm showing up. And hold a moment, that's fantastic. Very tight twist. And with the next exhalation, I bring my right arm over my body, grab my both legs and bring them back to the center. The next one of this series is I bring my legs in a right ankle. So this ankle should always remain like this. I put my arms on the ground. With the next exhalation, I bring both my knees in the same ankle, slowly put it down on the left direction. And I bring my right arm up to the ceiling, stretch it high. With the next exhalation, try slowly lie down your right arm. And also make sounds here. You can keep your left hand on your right knee to keep them kind of like bundled together. With every exhalation, you can try to relax your hip and the right side of your body a bit more, and relax the right shoulder and your face. And make a sound, it always helps. With the next exhalation, I bring my right arm over my body, grab the bundle of my two knees, bring them back to the center. And adjust that I have the right angle on my knee and on my hip and my feet. Next exhalation, let my both knees drop to the right side. With the next inhalation, I stretch my left arm to the ceiling. And with the next exhalation, I drop my left arm to the left side. And if I want, I can also bring my view, turn my head to the left side and follow my left hand. And now, very important, it's hard to breathe. I know twisted positions are always hard to breathe. So we make an extra effort, but an extra portion of air. We press into our belly. And with the exhalation, we relax everything and make a sound. And let your head drop to the left side. And relax your left shoulder, your upper hip, your lower hip, your body. And with every exhalation, you can go further and further into a twist. Try that. Try exhale again and again with a loud sound. You're going to go deeper and deeper into a twist. And with the next exhalation, I bring my left arm over my body, grab my two knees, and I'm back to the center. Now I stretch my legs to the ceiling, toes showing my direction. And with the next exhalation, at first I stretch my arms to the side, palm showing down, legs are straight up, toes showing my direction. With the next exhalation, I bring my both legs stretched to the right side. Couple of inches above the ground, I stop and bring them back to center. And let them drop to the left side. Couple of inches above the ground, stopping. Other side, legs to the right side. Couple of inches above the ground, hold it. And legs to the ceiling. And legs to the left side. Space. The left side, couple of inches above the ground. Center, right side. Let's go on in your own speed. Try to keep the legs as straight up as possible. And let your legs drop from one side to the other side. And if it's enough, stretch your legs to the ceiling and pull your knees against your chest. And hold it a moment. And if you want, you can roll back and forth and roll a nice massage for your spine. I roll back and forth. And I'm up sitting. I'm crossing my calves and my shins. And my arms are not crossed, my arms are over my knees. I put my left knee and my left elbow, my right knee and my right elbow. And then I grab the opposite foot. I'm grabbing with my left hand my right foot, with my right hand my left foot. Legs are crossed, nothing else is crossed, only the legs. And then I put left knee in my left elbow, right knee in my right elbow. You have some space here. And from the side, it looks like this. So this is crossed, but not your arms. And then I stretch my legs, hold myself on my feet, and if I find my posture, my body is doing all the balance. So I can close my eyes if I want. Let my head drop. And relax a moment, this almost flying posture. And slowly look up again. And let the feet sink. And take the left foot, put it close to the center of your hip. Left knee's on the ground, if possible. Lift your right foot, your right leg. Take your left hand over your right foot and push away the right foot until maybe you get it that the right leg is stretched. If not, keep it back, it's no problem. Try to pull back the right hip. Yeah? Try to pull back the right hip. That gives you some more space, and try to push your left shoulder back to the front. So you get a bit more space, a bit more length in your left arm. And your legs is a bit shorter because you're pushing back your right hip. Until maybe at a certain time you can drop your leg and your knee and you stretch up your back, inhale, and push your right arm away from you. Stretch up your back, and when you exhale, turn to the right and keep the left leg in your hand. Hold a moment. Very good. Turn to the center. Grab your foot with both of your hands. Push your knee back behind your shoulder and put the leg on the ground. We change legs. Right foot is close to the center of your hip. Try to let your right knee sink. If it's not sinking, doesn't matter, it can hang here. Yeah? Try to let it sink maybe. Take your right hand over your left foot. Push away your left foot so that your arm gonna stretch. In the beginning, your back may be bent. So try to straighten your back and try to push back your left hip and try to
push your right shoulder to the front. Right shoulder goes to the front, left hip goes back, and slowly let your left leg, your left knee sink into the hands, to the right hand that is holding your foot. Stretch your back again, and with the exhalation, turn to the left and your left arm goes out. Yes, left arm goes to the left, and if you want you can look after your left arm. When you inhale, stretch again your back, and when you exhale, put your arms to the left and look to the left if you want. Hold a moment, and slowly come back to the center. Grab your foot with both of your hands, and pull your knee back, pull your foot in your direction. Hold a moment, and drop it. You can put the hands beside your hip, put the knees up, and shaking your knees. And then slowly lift your hip until you have a straight table pose. Feet pushing the ground, body is very straight. Hold it. Who's bored can stretch one leg at a time to the front, but don't let your hips sink. Other leg to the front. Hip is still in the air. Pull the foot back. Push the hip up, 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 even a bit more. And let it drop. And straighten the legs. And shake your legs a bit. Stretch your back. And make a tiny gap between your feet. Put the hands on the ground, stretch your back, and let your legs shake from right to left like a window cleaner. And then bring the feet right and left of your mat and come up in this fantastic tiny open legs pose. That means my legs are one leg distant apart from each other. My left foot is pointing on 10 o'clock, right foot on 2 o'clock, and I stretch my arms on 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock as well. So I mean, you know what I mean. So I stretch my arms and my legs, toes pointing slightly out. I hold myself. Inhale, chest out. And exhale, I go, bend my knees and let my hips sink. Bring my palms together in front of my chest. And try to imagine I have a comfortable seat I'm sitting on. Try to imagine there's kind of like a seat under my hip. What usually happens is I'm too much forward bent. Try to straighten your upper body. What also happens is I'm too much in my knees. Try to keep your knees above your ankles. Yeah? Try to keep your knees above your ankles. If you feel your knees kind of like a bit hurting, stretch your toes. So flex your toes, pardon. Your toes looking up. Your knees are above your ankles. Your buttock is very engaged. Your back is straight. Then you can put the palms together in front of your chest. Hold a moment. Go a bit deeper if you like. Hold a moment. And if you feel kind of like this funny feeling, what I feel here in my thighs, stretch up, stretch your legs, slowly stretch your arms. Look down, look down. And if you feel well, slowly look up. This is a very active posture. You don't have enough? Me too. Okay. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, slowly sink down, bend your knees. Bring the palms of your hands together. Straight your legs, straight your back. Keep bending your legs. And if it's too hard, you can always stop here. You don't have to go very deep. Just like use this to find your own edge. Where is it best for you? Is it here or even here? Where's your edge? Otherwise you can hold it. You can also turn the fingers in my direction and give your wrist a tiny twist. And slowly stretch your legs. Look down. Stretch your arms to the ceiling. And look up if you want. The last one. Put the palms together. Exhaling, sinking down. And if you want, you can also kind of like slowly whip up and down. Or you can also go a bit from the right to the left. And just like moving, holding a bit. And when it doesn't work anymore, stretch your legs, look down. With the next inhalation, stretch up your arms. And look up if you want. And let your arms drop. And swing from side to side. And even make a bit bigger gap between your legs. It's almost a split, whatever it is for you. And slowly sink down with your body. If you can grab the ground, because you have long arms as I have, you can also, if you don't hit the ground, have a block or have a bigger split. If you can hit the ground and still straighten your back, it's perfect. So what we try to is kind of like we do some cat and cow. So exhaling, round back. Look back through your legs. Inhale, let your belly sink and you look into my direction. Again, exhale, look through your legs, round back. Inhale, look in my direction. And go with your own pace. Inhalation, exhalation. And I'm back with a straight back. And now the last one is for your back to strengthen the muscles here. To put your shoulder blades together. Just like keep a straight back and stretch your arms to the side, but not behind you. Try to keep the arms straight out of your shoulder. Bring the arms a bit up. And as if your shoulders, suck in your arms. Try to put your arms back in the shoulder sockets. Straight arms, but back in the shoulder sockets. It's a very tiny movement. You just try to imagine your shoulders are really sucking your arms in. And hold it. You can also tuck your chin, that your neck is very straight. It's a posture for everybody who has the tendency of a round upper back. That's a posture. Every day, and it's gone. Hold it. Hold it. And whenever you are ready, let your arms swing from right to left. And put the hands down if you want. And I have no other chance to get out of this posture but like zigzag walk to the center. But keep your feet outside of your mat. Keep your feet on 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Put your hands on your knees. And let it first, your left shoulder drop in the center. Inhale, exhale, right shoulder drops in the center. Inhale, left shoulder drops in the center. And go on in your own pace. One shoulder after another, dropping to the center. And take that. Nice relaxing feeling in your upper back under the shoulder blades. And slowly ready. You did it! Super! Who want to follow into the final relaxation? Please find yourself on a comfortable ground, maybe a mat or a carpet, Maybe you have a blanket or a big towel to cover yourself. We're gonna have a guided autogenic training. It's a kind of like a slow and very easy and simple trip through your own body, starting at the feet and going to the head. And then I let you kind of like a couple of minutes just like be yourself and wake you up with our jingle, but very softly. So it's gonna take 10 minutes. If you want this relaxation, we are back in 90 seconds and 1.5 minutes. And we slowly go exactly in the meditation, concentration, guided relaxation moment. And I'm not speaking after it again because you had enough of my voice. And if you don't want to listen, just make the microphone down. If you have any questions or you want to be part of the newsletter, please write us an email. We're gonna be happy to be of service for you. So relax, and we see you if you like in 1.5 minutes.
Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Namah Shivaya.
If you found a comfortable seat, maybe you lie on your back and your arms and your hands and your legs and your feet. Everything lies down on the mat, on the ground. It's getting heavier and heavier, and your hips are pressing in the ground. Your spine and your shoulder blades are behind your back so that your shoulders can also drop in the ground. And your face is relaxed, and your head is getting heavier and sinking in the ground. And maybe with a loud exhalation, you can relax the tiny muscles between your eyebrows, the muscles in your jaw, the muscles on your forehead. And when you relax, try to relax all the muscles you used before intensely, with a big deep sound of relief. You can exhale and relax all the muscles you used before and give it a rest. I relax my feet, my heels, my soles, my ankles, my calves, my shins, my knees, my thighs, and my hips, my feet, my heels, my soles, my calves, my ankles, my shins, my knees, my thighs, and my hips are relaxed. I relax my belly, my chest, my shoulders, my neck, my spine, my shoulder blades, and my vertebrae, my belly, my chest, my shoulders, my neck, my spine, my shoulder blades, and my vertebrae are relaxed. I relaxed my hands, my fingers, my palms, my wrists, my arms, my elbows, and my armpits. My hands, my fingers, my palms, my wrists, my arms, my elbows,
I relax my face, my chin, my lips, my tongue, my teeth, my jaw, my nose, my cheeks, my eyes, my eyebrows, and my forehead, my ears, my face, my chin, my lips, my tongue, my teeth, my jaw, my nose, my eyes, my eyebrows, my forehead, and my ears are relaxed. I relax my head, my hair, my skull, my brain, my thoughts, my mind, my spirit, my head, my skull, my hair, my brain, my thoughts, my mind, and my spirit are
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om